Hey guys, I'm RozaldVane, and welcome back to another episode of The Silver Case. Where we last left off was that we basically started up a particular chapter episode of concerning of Tokio Morishima, which is a familiar face and name to anyone who's played who has played 25th Ward or joined me in the 25th Ward series. This character is very well known to be the journalist reporter that tried to uncover the secret of Kamui Udehara. But otherwise, yeah, we're gonna continue as him and kind of exploring what's up with whatever he's doing here in his office. It's not really like a big office, but it's just his office and it's also his home, so it's like it's pretty much that, I guess. I think we already dealt with the phone and everything. The phone in Red so far. Red is the turtle's name. That wasn't the phone, it was it. Okay, yeah, so he did, yeah, that was what we saw earlier. I can't seem to get to the door yet, I think. I need to probably check my computer before getting to the door, I think. So we'll probably check the computer first. Inbox, okay. Holy hell, there's a set of frickin'... Oh wow, Erica. From Erica Yukawa to Tokio Morishima, subject Mr. Genius, passionate writer. Thanks for the morning coffee. Nice morning coffee. Is that what you thought I'd say? You're the same as always, only ever thinking about yourself. Do you really understand what you're doing? You're calling me up and talking to me like that? You must think I'm some cheap woman, right? I don't find that funny. Your phone calls are a nuance. Really? Dang. That's pretty harsh. Erica Yukawa to Tokio Morishima. Subject PS. The 24 Ward's Heinous Crimes Unit is in charge of the Kamui case. The HC Unit is a group of specialists in the violent and disturbing crimes. Oh, really? So their point is to... The HC Unit's, like, goals has special... Or not goals, but, like, the group of people are always digging into, like, very violent or disturbing crimes. So that's interesting to... that she's saying that now. But at the same time, like... it's funny because Tokio was expecting her to give him some sort of, like, leg to kind of get her to tell him more secrets and stuff, more information that he's not catching on his own accordance. So it's interesting to see her kind of giving him the light of day at this point. It's different from the more central related departments that always have mass media reporters hanging around, in that it wouldn't be impossible to take advantage of cracks in their armor. If you're going to talk to them, you should probably talk to the detective named Kusabi. He's old school, scary looking and self-made. I've met him before, and he's a rather talkative old man, but with regards to crucial and sensitive information, he definitely won't leak anything. Wait, was Kusabi Morikawa, or Kusabi the guy who... Or oh no, Kusabi was Tetsu. Sorry, I can't remember the name sometimes because they alternate through different names sometimes, but yet it's always the same person, and sometimes you forget about it. 99% of the stuff about Kamui that's going around in the media is either just rumor or pure fantasy. But since big news agencies like mine, newspaper and TV news departments, are getting all frantic about it, a lot of facts should come to light soon. So if you're planning on just writing up a fabricated story, you're just gonna end up screwing yourself over in the end. Also, I have no idea why you're sticking your nose into this stuff, and I don't care, but I will tell you that I'm not helping you for your sake, but out of my own curiosity. I've decided to let you show me what you've got. Whatever sort of media you're writing for, it's been 3 years since you've gotten involved with anything journalistic as a police reporter. Oh, so Tokio's more focused on police reporting than anything. To be honest, I've been reading the articles you've been writing for a while now. I mean, I just been reading them because that's what I was handed at the hair salon. But still, some actor brought some female college student to a hotel and tied her up and did whatever. Sure, that's a big thing too. Really, that's one of his reports where some celebrities, like... Oh shoot. Ugh. Jesus. Sorry about that. I mean, I think my headphone is messing with my ear. Sorry about that. Yeah, because my headphone was like messing around. I was tickling in my ear was tickling, and then as soon as I put my headphones back on, my headphone was making my like side of my head like hurt like hell. It's like it's pushing some like needles onto it. Sorry about that. Anyways, yeah. So like, wow, really? I didn't know he reported on a. Well, it kind of sounds familiar though. The actor pushing himself onto some female college student in a hotel sounds like something that we saw through the 25th Ward, where it's like Meru, and I think it was Maru, Meru. Yeah, those are the only two names I know very well. But I don't remember the third one. But they're similar sounding, I guess. Meru, Maru, I think it is. But yeah, it was like some sort of person who's trying to brainwash a girl into being a robot or being a cybernetic AI. But anyways, by the way, is your official title still police reporter? I like how she asks about that. I have no control over like which email he's selecting first. So from DNet, DNnet, sorry, DNet to Tokio Morishima. News update. 502799 plan almost enacted. Emergency preparations undertaken for missing Kamui. 502799 plan almost enacted. It was discovered that this past March 27th, the military forces of Country A and Country B almost enacted joint military operations. The plan is a scenario created for the purpose of working out what to do in the case of actual or threatened invasion by Country C. The decision to enact the plan was rescinded upon the publication of comments by Country C admitting to crossing over international borders. Emergency preparations undertaken. For missing Kamui, the suspect in the Kamui case... Oh, sorry, I read it weirdly. Emergency preparations undertaken for missing Kamui. Sorry, that's the whole title. The suspect in the Kamui case, Kamui Urihara, is still at large. With regards to this, Chief Cabinet Secretary Kitajima made a strange announcement, commenting that we are undertaking the necessary emergency preparations. The population has nothing to fear or worry about. However, nothing has yet been revealed regarding Kamui's whereabouts or the current status of the investigation, which is an absolute lie. I think that was the case. But that's totally out of people's hands, or out of the detective's hands. But in general, we kind of caught Kamui, I think, a couple days later in this particular, based on this particular like day slash point of the Tokio Morishima's timeline. DNet about Dream1999.exe. Excuse me. The file name Dream1999.exe is a virus. Please delete the file without opening it. This is a virus, but it will not infect your computer if you do not open the file. It will not infect your I see. If you open the file, it will infect your computer, basically. After infection, each time the user sends a new email, Dream1999.exe will be automatically attached, and it will continue to spread. Sounds dangerous. Details / how to delete. http www.dnnet.ne.jp /dream1999 /. I'm kind of curious if that is even a real website. Some of these websites have been there, but I'm just like, are these really actual real websites? If they are, I would be surprised. Let me actually do it. Let me actually take a dive into this one. Actually, I could just use my desktop. I mean, I can just pull it up. I can Alt-Tab. You guys probably might see the game running in the background. And I can probably use that as like a... I can use the secondary window that I have here to kind of like... .jp / Dream1999. It does not exist, sadly. I'm looking at it now. HTTP. I mean, this is an old game, so obviously these kind of websites shouldn't exist still, but... yeah, it doesn't exist at all. Okay, well, I mean... here's hoping, I guess. I mean, it would be cool if a fan kind of made the website and it made it exist, I guess, but... Far off from whatever I wanted. There was one more mail, though. Yeah, there's a daily today's word thing. Yeah, the today's word. There we go. Daily Mail magazine to Tokio Morishima. Subject today's words. Today's word. The wolf knows what the ill beast thinks. A bad person can easily find and identify another bad person. Kinda creepy. I didn't actually... I don't know if you can actually... can you actually? No, you can't. Okay. I thought you could, like... actually visit the other parts of the thing. So, I'm in the doorbell wrong, right? So, I don't know how to interact with it if I can't. Kusabi. Huh. Weird-ass name. You hungry? You want some shrimp? Some of that white leg shrimp you like? Sorry, but wait, just a little longer. The HC unit, huh? I'll need my old business cards. Okay, so he's planning on visiting the HC unit as a reporter, a full-on reporter, I guess? Memo. Yeah, so far it's just going through Tokyo's like life so far, and I like how dark it got. It's cloudy outside, so it's less sunny out here. But like going through Tokyo's stuff again, it's like it's very slow, but it gives you some expose or some sort of like exterior look of the outside without having to be involved with the HC unit directly. And I think that's what's good about this Tokio Morishima's like storyline stuff, because they always kind of give you like an alternate thing to look at. But at the same time, I think it also confuses people. It throws people into a confusion to why it matters so much. And I personally don't know either. I mean, outside of giving a perspective of your view of whatever is happening with the Kamui case is nice to have, but sometimes it doesn't serve a purpose beyond just giving a fuller story or a deeper dive of the whole thing. Yeah, because I combine like deeper dive and I put the DI from the dive into the deeper part. I was just like, okay, well, I guess I messed myself up there. So excuse my language or my mispronunciation of the two words combined in a weird way. Grabbed my own news agency business cards and headed to the HC unit. Met a detective named Kusabi. The old man reminds me of a truck driver. Oof. Kusabi's not a truck driver, damn it. Alright, so I'm guessing we're kind of reminiscing on what happened at the time of him meeting Kusabi at the HC unit. The detective Kusabi. He still hasn't shown up. Okay. It's been 30 freaking minutes already. Am I getting stood up? Hey! Are you the guy I'm supposed to meet? I can tell by your eyes that... Oh wait, no, this is Tokyo. I could tell by his eyes that from the get-go he had his doubts about me and was on the defensive. They say that it's a detective's job to doubt. And apparently, they're right. Extra doubt now! Doubt! It's just hilarious. Like, it's hilarious how this reference is way before LA Noire came out. It's just like, detective's way of thinking is doubting everything. I tried heading into the main topic directly, but this guy dodged it. Anything at all is fine. Even just something small. I got no idea. Even if I did, I wouldn't tell you anything anyway. That's rough. Okay. I'm just gonna ask frankly, but what exactly is Kamui's deal? Well, if I knew, I wouldn't be in a place like this now. I see. Kusabi, you're a veteran detective. You probably got one or two reporters with whom you're familiar with. But, you know, how about switching things up once in a while? You trying to get into my pants or something? Nice. I can tell how passionate you are. Okay then. So what the fudge is your deal then? That stuff about the news agency? That was bullcrap, right? Oh, Why do you think so? Because you look pretty effed up. Look in the goddamn mirror. You're close enough. I'm just a freelance writer. To be honest, I'm pretty down on my luck. Which is why I'm after your info on Kamui. I wonder. You know, I don't dislike old school type detectives like yourself. Bullcrap. Well, anyway, if you think of anything, please call me anytime. Don't hesitate. Don't bother leaving your card, buddy. This is part of sales, you know. I'll be back. So, I ended up being made to sit around wasting my time with Kasabi. But this old guy should prove useful. It's more of a prima notion than a hunch. But he'll be worth hanging on to. Next time, I'll bring him some donuts or something as a gift. A nice little present for the hand-working dicks in the HC unit. It just calls them dicks, really? Bruh, being rude does not help you with your whole investigation with the HC unit. Oh wow, this place is dark. Back to the memo? Oh no, to the email. From Tokio Morishima to S. Inohana. Subject, doing it to death. Went to the HC unit. Apparently, no one knows anything about Kamui. Of course, that's bullcrap, though. But we did come to an understanding. I should be able to visit again. Anyway, that's how it's going. Got any directions? Anyways, this should be enough for today. This job is more complicated than I thought. But the conditions aren't bad. Well, if they're gonna pay me that much money, I gotta try my best not to piss that guy off. Alright, next day I'm guessing. Yeah, we're basically really just following Tokyo's like investigation based on some days around the Kamui case so far. Alright. Inbox. Let's go. 2 new emails, it seems like. Inohana's first. From S. Inohana to Tokio Morishima. Subject message. Someone saw Kamui Urehara. Meet with them. Preparations for coverage have already been made. 4 p.m. on April 9th, 24 wards, Hachisuka-cho. Wait. So we're basically meeting Hachisuka. I like how they just add Cho. Block 2, cafe named Prussian. Your contact's name is Kaiji Enzawa. He'll be holding a job hunting paper. Witness reporting. From Tokio Morishima to S. Inohana. Subject re-message. This is dataless. Understood. We'll follow the directions. The client is as impatient as always. I see. Cool. Yeah, we need to see what the daily words are. I mean, I like to see what they are, though. Daily Mail message, or magazine. Today's word subjects. The best swimmers are oftenest drowned. Even those most in their element can sometimes be swept away. Sometimes I always think those emails, those today's word thing, seems to always be a sort of foreshadow of what's going to happen next or something. I just feel like they always do that with those particular ones. Because there's no way in hell you would just throw those in just to kind of world build, which is not really world build. It's more like just foreshadow in a weird way. A subtle foreshadow of whatever's going to happen later. In my opinion. Hachisuka. Yeah, Hachisuka Show. Hachisuka Show. Ah, okay, got it. And then he's making his way there. Hilarious. In the car. In the car. In the car. In the car. On route. In the car. On route. I'm sorry, it just feels like a lyrics to a song. Block 2. I got it. Alrighty. I just like how they're reusing that same cutscene, or the same sort of, like, animation to represent him driving to some place during the daytime, that is. Tea room Prussian. Prussian. Or Prussian. Wait, is this the place? No. Okay, well, we'll see. I was a little bit late, but the guy holding the job hunting paper still hadn't shown up. Okay. Pretty small restaurant, I guess, or cafe, I guess. I ordered coffee and looked around. Prussian. The place wasn't clean like most coffee shops. It feels like a bar. More like a bar. It wasn't bad. I desperately tried to hold back the impulse to have a drink. As I was chain smoking, the guy finally showed up. He was holding the job hunting paper. He was out of breath and looking at his eyes as he looked around the shop. And looking at his eyes, he was looking around the shop. He somehow didn't really look Japanese. No, that's not it. For an instant, he seemed to look down on everyone in the place, with a really peculiar expression. He definitely didn't look like a trustworthy person. That's the impression I got. Enzawa sat in the seat in front of me. His earlier expression had disappeared, and with an attitude that made it seem as though he was born with it. He ordered a coffee in a really respectful and almost self-deprecating way. Or depreciating way. I don't know why is it depreciating rather than self-deprecating, but whatever. At the same time, I feel like the way he's reading it, like the way I'm reading it so far, it sounds like he's kind of doing like that whole like noir detective thing that's going on. It's really cool. I like it. It's a style that not often a lot of like games do. But most games in with a detective usually do that, where they just reinstate what they are going through. He looked like your normal run-off-the-mill businessman in his 50s. He seemed so regular that I was sort of taken aback. I totally thought he was unemployed, but he said something about still being on the clock, and so he only had about 20 minutes to spare for me. That was totally fine for me, though. The geezer wiped away his sweat with a hand towel, and he started talking. You know, I saw Kamui. Where? This very neighborhood. You know, the Babylon Shopping Center, right? Right next to there. About 5 days ago, maybe. He was walking. That's quite a scoop. That's right, it's a scoop. I spoke to the police as well. How did Kamui look? He was by himself. He was just walking alone. Normally. It was right in the middle of the night. I was working late that day and I tried to get a taxi. What kind of guy was Kamui? That's what I wanted to know. Like, how he look? Well, he was like a new moon. He looks like the moon. It's a weird simile, but that's how he looked to me. I don't get it. You don't get it? What is Kamui to you? Kamui possesses a terrible creative power. Don't you think so? With that creative power, he's able to distort everything. Everyday things. Did you know that? Most people know as geniuses are the same. As the creative power of a genius holds the power to encroach upon reality. And so, to me, the crimes he commits are a type of creative work. Even his murders. What? What are you saying, Kamui's an artist? He's just a criminal. What are you? One of his believers or something? Well, actually, I really don't like the way you're putting it. You know, you're pretty rude. Why the hell would you believe in Kamui? I just want to tell you what Kamui's like, as is. In the end, I sort of doubt whether Enzawa actually saw Kamui. So that asshole is just walking around freely. The world we live in, all these people who are somehow effed up. Men, women, girls, boys, all over the place. F Kamui's believers. Anyway, I might as well go check out Babylon. Red is almost out of food anyway. Okay, so that's why he ended up in the shopping center, because he was getting food for Red, but at the same time buying food for Red, at the same time investigating on the location that Kamui was left behind in. And that's why we, as the character, found Tokio behind the locked gate somehow, I guess. Are we gonna actually go there as Tokio, or are we just going to, like... Or are we just gonna be like, kind of like... Or we're just gonna, like, just skip over some of these exact scenes that we saw before. But then again, he did kind of spew out weird words, like, I don't know, he was spewing out some weird words earlier when we picked him up in the Babylon shopping center. He was he was saying some exact words again and again, like some crazy people would. But I'm confused why he would do that and not explain himself to why because he did say he didn't believe in the Kamui's believers. He hated their guts, or into some capacity kind of like hated what the believers were explaining, like kind of explaining away Kamui's doings as like an art thing, and not kind of like a way that's explanatory logically, I guess. Like Tokio is kind of like a more logical person in this case, in this particular scenario, but he could be swept up as like the today's word email had said. Okay, so nothing about Red. Actually, let me see if I can do it again to see if he's gonna say anything new. No, okay. Usually when he goes to Red, it's like a it's usually to like reflect on something, or to kind of get a comedic relief, I guess. Window. Okay, it's the same thing. It's the same message again. Telephone? That wasn't the phone, was it? Oh, the ringing, the doorbell ringing, I guess, kind of like got repeated again. Alright, computer time again, we go. Computer. Inbox. Daily Mail. Ready. Daily Mail magazine to Tokio Morishima. Today's word. Death is the great leveler. One's station in life doesn't matter. All people are simply dead when they die. True, I guess. Alright, memo. Okay. I'm guessing we're hitting the memo up because of the fact that we're kind of repeating ourselves on what happened, I guess. The woman at Babylon. A world yellow like pus. This headache. Wait, what? A world yellow like pus. Nasty. Yeah, I'm not gonna explain that second line there. That's nasty to think about. This headache just won't go away. I can still hear that voice. It won't go away. Something was wrong. Oh, he got hit by the some kind of weird thing going on. We don't know how or why, but the criminal sense kind of got into his brain somehow, I think. Something was wrong with me. That woman died, and then Kamui... I don't know. Ugh. Go away. Ugh. Ugh. So he became weak, I guess, after that whole incident at Babylon Shopping Center. Jack Hammer. Is that the bar? Yeah, it's the exact bar from 25th Ward. Yeah, because Jackhammer ended up getting destroyed and abandoned. And Tokio always visits here to just get information and kind of relay himself with alcohol. Relay his information out of alcohol. I'm wondering if it's an old man, because he did mention in 25th Ward that an old man bartends this location, and he pretty much comes here to just talk to him specifically. Sir, you don't look like you got dumped by your girlfriend or something, huh? If in fact this is the case, there's a bit of advice that we always give at times like this. I don't want to hear it. Oh, come on now. What? First you buy a knife. Why are you buying a knife for a girlfriend problem? A cheap one will do. One that fits well into the palm of your hand is best. Then you buy some wood. Wood. Yes. You can just get a random piece from a lumber dealer. The size doesn't really matter. How about the size of a brick probably works well. Then you whittle away at the wood into with the knife. With a wife. So much W's in that sentence. It's just only two words with W. It makes me think the W would replace the knife. With what? It'll calm you down. This will calm you down more than anything. Yeah, this is the same advice that he gave Tokio, and he kind of brought that advice all the way down to the 25th ward, because Tokio technically did actually continue carving stuff, but it left him with some sort of like memory, I guess, memory piece of his past, of Tokio's past. This is something that people around the world have been doing for a long time. The Indians did it, same as when monks would carve statues of Buddha. You know, those carved wood anteaters on people's mantles? The ones with the Eskimos, the ones the Eskimos made? That's the same thing. Humans may have even begun using tools because of this. In order to calm themselves down, whittling something, or making something out of clay were likely the first ways in which humans utilized their creative power. And so, of course, you can make some clay into a doll or bowl, or a pot or something too. A little golem or whatever. And so, when God was feeling a bit down, maybe he decided to cheer himself up and got some clay and created people. That's my theory, at least. Anyway, just go ahead and try making some sort of tool. Anything at all. With your own two hands. So I should try making something with my own hands, huh? That's some laughable stuff, old man. Alright, well, we're back to the apartment again. I think this is like 2 days later. Afternoon, as usual. It's kind of strange that we're just constantly at the apartment, no matter what. Alright, we're waking up again. Alright. Alright, that's about to end it, sort of. Alright, good spot. Okay, cool. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry for making it... I'm sorry if the pacing is slow in this particular thing, but that's... I guess that's how Tokio is. Like, I'm gonna leave this on because I want to let the light come in, because there's not much light from external light. Ambient light, I guess I would call it. Yeah, so, like, it's kind of slow pacing because Tokio's kind of like that. It has tidbits of information that I think relates well into the main case of stuff, but otherwise I think that it's really nice to see, at the very least, to kind of take a look back around to where Tokio went and what he did. I'm pretty sure the next chapter will relate to when me as the detective knock on his door to ask him a question, because we do kind of do that once, and that was it. He's just like, get away from me. I have nothing. I have no information. And so it's kind of interesting to see nonetheless. But otherwise, we won't probably know until that next chapter. But otherwise, thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one. And we'll see what happens next. I don't know how this chapter or episode should end with the Tokio Yume chapter thing is, but we'll see how that's gonna go throughout the rest of this. So other than that, Roz out.